It doesn't show up as a big feeling. It's quieter than that. It slips in and sits low in your chest. A small weight, easy to ignore at first, until you notice the way you're holding yourself. Shoulders slightly forward, chin a little down, like you're trying not to take up space. Your thoughts turn inward, not loud, not dramatic, just steady. Something is wrong with me. You don't even argue with it. It feels obvious, like a fact you forgot to mention out loud. You replay small moments, things you said, things you didn't say, a look someone gave you. You search them for proof. You always seem to find it. Your body reacts before you do. You avoid eye contact. You adjust your clothes. You feel too visible and not visible enough at the same time. Your stomach tightens. Your throat feels closed. You swallow words you didn't even mean to say. This isn't about one thing. It feels older than that. It lives in the background, waiting. When something goes wrong, it shows up immediately. See, it says, this is because of you. You don't fight it. You just let it sit there, heavy, certain. You don't feel angry. You don't feel sad. You feel exposed, like your insides are somehow on the outside and everyone can see them, even when no one is looking. You feel like you should hide something, but you don't know what exactly. Just yourself. You notice how careful you become, how you choose your words, how you shrink your reactions. You don't want to be too much. You don't want to be noticed for the wrong reasons. You'd rather disappear a little than risk being seen fully. You don't call it shame. That word feels too big. You just feel wrong, slightly off, like you missed a lesson everyone else learned. You sit with it. You carry it. You don't know where it came from. You only know it's here. Shame changes how you move through the world. It makes you smaller without you noticing. You talk a little quieter. You laugh at yourself before anyone else can. You apologize when you didn't do anything wrong. It feels safer to take the blame early, just in case. You start editing yourself. You think about what you're about to say and decide not to. You rewrite messages before sending them. Sometimes you don't send them at all. You tell yourself it doesn't matter, but it does. Shame tells you not to risk being misunderstood, not to risk being seen. You notice how you hide parts of yourself, the things you like, the things you care about. You downplay your excitement. You pretend you don't mind when you do. You say it's fine even when it isn't. Shame convinces you that wanting things is embarrassing, that needing people is too much. When you're around others, you're always checking. Did I say something weird? Did that sound stupid? Are they bored? Are they judging me? You replay the moment as soon as it's over. You find flaws. You always do. Shame is good at that. It makes you compare yourself. You notice what other people seem to do better, how they speak, how they look, how confident they seem. You measure yourself against them and come up short every time. Shame tells you this is proof that something about you is off. Sometimes you pull away, you cancel plans, you don't reply right away. You tell yourself you're just tired, but really you don't want to show up as you are. You don't want to risk being exposed. Other times you stay, but you perform. You smile, you agree. You don't rock the boat. You become easy to be around. Shame likes that version of you, the one that doesn't take up space. It starts deciding things for you, what you wear, how you sit, where you go. You don't notice it happening. You just adjust, you adapt. You build your life around not being too much. You live around shame, quietly, carefully. Living with shame takes more than you realize. It drains you quietly. You don't wake up thinking about it, but by the end of the day you feel worn out. Not from doing too much, from holding yourself back, from watching every word, from trying to be acceptable all the time. Shame costs you ease. You don't fully relax around people, even with those who care about you. There's always a part of you checking. Am I okay like this? Am I too much? Am I not enough? You stay half present, half protecting yourself. It's hard to sink into moments when you're busy guarding your edges. It touches your relationships. You don't show up as your whole self. You offer the polished parts, the agreeable parts. You hide the messy thoughts, the strong opinions, the needs. People know you, but only the version you think is allowed. Over time, that distance grows. You feel unseen, but you also know you helped build that wall. Shame costs you your voice. You hesitate to speak up. You don't say when something hurt. You don't ask for what you want. You let things slide that matter to you. Later, you feel small, not because of what happened, but because you stayed quiet again. It also costs you trust in yourself. You start to believe the story shame tells, that you're awkward, that you're difficult, that you don't quite belong. You stop checking if it's true. You just accept it. You shape your life around it. There's a loneliness in carrying shame alone. You don't talk about it because it feels embarrassing, like admitting it would prove it right. So you keep it inside. You sit with people but feel separate, like they're seeing a version of you that isn't quite real. It doesn't ruin your life, it just narrows it. You become careful with joy, careful with excitement, careful with being fully yourself. Shame doesn't scream, it whispers. But over time, those whispers get heavy, and you feel the weight, even if you can't explain where it comes from. Right now, shame is still here. It didn't disappear while you were listening. That voice didn't suddenly go quiet. It's still there somewhere in your chest, in the way you hold yourself. But maybe it feels a little different now. Not gone, just noticed. You're aware of it in a new way. The thought, something is wrong with me. You hear it. You don't argue. You don't agree either. You just notice it passing through, like a familiar line you've heard too many times. You feel your body where you are, your weight, your breath, the room around you. Nothing has changed, but you're here inside it, present, still human, still tender. Maybe there's a small pause, a second where you're not replaying anything, not judging yourself, just sitting. It doesn't last long, but it happens, and you notice. Shame hasn't left. It's still nearby, but it's not running the whole moment. It's sitting beside you instead of standing in front of you. You can see it without it blocking everything else. You're not fixing it. You're not trying to become someone else. You're just here as you are, with all of it. The awkward parts, the soft parts, the parts you usually hide. You don't know what you'll do with this feeling later. That's not the point. Right now, you're just noticing that you're still here, that you didn't disappear, that you're breathing. Shame didn't break you. It didn't solve anything either. It just exists, and so do you. This is where you are now. Not better, not worse, just here.